With some of the severe weather we've experienced in the past few weeks, we all know a disaster can happen anywhere at any time. WCBI's Victoria Bailey attended a disaster relief training session in Houston and shows us some of the things they learn when responding to disaster emergencies.
Disaster relief is an opportunity for people to see Jesus in the darkest times of their lives.
Butch Mixon lived through the 2011 tornadoes. He says after that series of storms, he knew that a disaster team is needed in every community.
It kind of simmered in my mind for the next couple of years that there was a definite need for a group of organized, trained volunteers to go out and help in these situations.
Mixon proposed the idea of a disaster relief team to some of his fellow church members who loved the idea. Mixon said from there they got to work.
We got information in the mail about the Southern Baptists doing disaster relief training, and we went to a couple of training sessions for information purposes more than anything, and we ended up getting probably a dozen people certified in different areas.
Saturday, Parkway Baptist Church of Houston, along with the Southern Baptist Convention Disaster Relief Mississippi, hosted a training open to the public.
We're having classes today on mass feeding. And when they get called out to an area, that's very important. Not only will they have to feed some of the local people that are affected by the disaster, but they also feed all the volunteers that come to work.
And that's just one of the many life-saving training courses. Jason Brassfield is the pastor of Arbor Baptist Church. He says once he heard word of the training, he and several members of his congregation had to attend.
Well, because in a disaster, it takes more than just a couple of people. So numbers, there's power in numbers. There's just help in numbers. So just as many people that can get out and help and get informed and get trained, the better.
Don Gann is the head of the men's ministry for the Baptist Convention, and he says all the physical help is definitely needed, but you can't forget about the spiritual help.
Disasters really are spiritual events. I mean, people lose hope and they lose a focus on God sometimes because they're just overwhelmed with all the stuff that happens, and so we try to do both the spiritual connection as well as the physical help.
And today's training had close to 50 volunteers in attendance. Now, for more information on how you can join the volunteer group, you can head on over to our website at WCBI.com.